Duval County families are now going to be looking at this new panel on the district's COVID-19 dashboard. This is the 7-day positivity rate. Right now it's at 9.9%. But according to the emergency rule that the district adopted, the moment this drops below 8%, the mask mandate in the district will be automatically suspended. And it's broken down by school level. Take a look. In a presentation yesterday, Superintendent Diana Green said that middle and high schools are going to be a little bit pricier than earlier estimates, around $287,000 each school. There's a flag displayed for each of the countries in which Jacksonville has a sister city. Now, there should be a Russian flag among these, but I'm told the city removed that from the display as Russia continues to wage war in Ukraine. What is today about?
It's a protest about the Don't Say Gay bill.
Unfortunately, casualties is always something that's part of the equation. How does that factor into the planning of these types of special ops? We spoke with a Republican lawmaker. He praised the charter school system. Tell me what you saw today and your reaction.
Well, look, I'm a big believer in school choice, and in particular the charter school movement, because it allows for innovation. It allows for trying new things and new learning environment.
Abrams tells me she's tuning out the other side.
I'm not interested in the internecine fights of the Republican Party.
Duval County's talking about a millage rate increase for this specific purpose, raising teacher pay. Can you speak to those?
I'll let them decide. What I can tell you, though, is when they say we're going to raise taxes for education, then they never solve the problems.
David Hogg was a student at the high school when the shooting happened and has been one of the most vocal activists for gun reform in its wake. He said the progress on the trial is notable, but shouldn't distract from the central issue.
Joe, I just want you to break this down and tell us exactly what this bill does. Well, Kimberly, this a lot like the bill that was just signed into law in Alabama, as you heard from Steve, does not allow an exception to outlawing abortion past 8 weeks for anything other than a medical emergency. How were you feeling during all of this, and how was your daughter feeling?
I mean, it's a lot. It's anger, it's frustration, you're scared, you go down the rabbit hole of all the what ifs.
What's the impact when this kind of health crisis gets politicized?
While this may take on political aspects that people are projecting onto it.
Find those links inside this story. At the bottom of this article, we put a list of some of those links that were taken off the FDOE website. It's all inside the story on news4jax.com. And there's still a lot of work to do, they say, examining video footage, talking to witnesses that were there that day. But a couple hours ago, we were given the clearest picture yet of how this attack played out on Tuesday and how long it took. At the campus, it started at 11:28. Comment on these allegations?
Can you explain why you decided to turn yourself in? Do you think you should be allowed back into school?
Cloaked in a hoodie covering most of her face, 24-year-old Autumn Rogers turned herself over to the Bradford County Sheriff's Office. For just one quick question?
You appear to be campaigning, man. We got
Sir, just...
I'll answer one question.
Yes, sir. There were some questions about your Duval County address. Can you speak to those? Do you legally live in Duval County?
I live in Jacksonville, Florida.
And then this happened. Take a look right in the backyard. A giant tree fell down, crushing this fence, because I want to show you around what's going on in the area. On this side, of course, we see groups like the North Side Coalition, EVAC Movement, Take 'em Down Jacks, Peacekeepers, the ACLU, all rallying in strong support of renaming the schools. On the other side here, the lobby for keeping the names. There's literally a bird on the camera. You can't see it right now. It is perched on the camera, doing my best not to annoy these little guys. But a big part of the fair's purpose is to better expose visitors to where their food and products come from. Utterly fascinating. And tout Florida's agricultural industry. Inside this small grocery store is where the witness was standing when she saw this all play out right outside and recorded it on her cell phone. She said it was a scary thing to record, but Brown tells us that recording is all too important when it comes time to investigate deadly police shootings. We asked Flagler Palm Coast High School and the Flagler County School District why this student was suspended when the protests were approved by administrators. I spoke to several student leaders at Lee High School who said they were encouraged.
He is very genuine. I think it goes to show just how far he truly cares about the students.
Kelly tells me the repairs on this building actually started back in 2018. The stripping away some of the concrete and replacing the rebar reinforcement. You can see where the workers are still stripping away.
One of the questions that members took particular issue with is this one on the faculty survey, which says, where would you place yourself on the following scale? Conservative, liberal, moderate, or none of the above?
You want people to be able to hear you. You want people to be able to see you. You want to be able to put out any fires that might occur. And you want everybody to be able to stay afloat.
Absolutely. And that brings up a good point, being able to see you if you're in high seas or coastal waterways, stuff like that, it is required that you have flares.
I just spoke to a woman who waited 3 hours only to arrive here now. Take a look at what's happening right now. In the last half hour, we saw this heavy, heavy band of rain come in. As we learned from Cox's case, your vehicle can actually be vulnerable from just a few steps away. But our News4JAX crime and safety expert Ken Jefferson said there's actually some steps you can follow to avoid having that happen to you. We told you back in late January when the Bulls School decided to drop this new racial diversity curriculum it was going to adopt. They said at the time that it was because of angst in the community. Now, they didn't explain what that meant, and we didn't know. But then we got a hold of this letter. As I said, it's still going on. It appears that they're just past the public comments now, and they're getting into the board discussion of this. There's going to be several steps to that, but we're going to be following the meeting. You can watch it live on news4jax.com, and we will have another update coming up on News4JAX at 6. Reporting live, I'm Joe McLean, Channel 4, the local station.